Hi friends, it's your girl Duchess Charm and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If this is the first time seeing my face or knowing of my existence, feel free to stick around and click that subscribe button. This video is my second installment to my true crime series, Crime and Conviction, where I speak about crimes committed by Jamaicans, whether in Jamaica or abroad. And I just speak about the life, the crime, and of course the conviction. If this is not your cup of tea, because it is a bit documentary style, I have other videos on my channel. I'm sure you will find those entertaining. I'll try to link all of my sources below in my description box so you guys can read up on the crime yourself. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Today we will be talking about Micheal Mclean. Micheal Mclean lived in the US for most of his life, working as a chef, in his words, in the biggest restaurants, and he met many important persons and only came back to Jamaica on the request of his mother. Now, there are persons that have said that he was deported, but I didn't see any newspaper clippings or anything to confirm this. Based on interviews conducted in the Duane Park area where he resided before he was arrested, they said that he was a well-respected man, a hard worker, but he was aggressive. He would use his money to attract women, and a number of these women outlined their traumatic experiences faced in relationships with Micheal. He was very controlling, he was very abusive, he would beat them, and he would even lock them in houses. During this time, he had money. He drove a gray Range Rover, which not a lot of persons drove in this period, which was over a decade ago. So, of course, he got female attention. In February 2006, 4 bodies were found with their throats slashed in bushes near Prospect Beach, St. Thomas. These were the bodies of 30-year-old Patrice Martin McCool, 9-year-old Sean Chin, 9-year-old Jesse Ogalve, and 3-year-old Lloyd McCool. The body of 42-year-old Terrian Mohammed was found in bushes in Needham Park, also in St. Thomas, with her throat also slashed, slashes all over her body, burns to her upper body and her genital area. A week after these bodies were found, the decomposing body of 6-year-old Jihad McCool was found in a shallow grave in St. Mary. Now, all 6 of these persons were connected to Micheal Mclean. Terrian Mohammed was his girlfriend, Jesse was her son, Patrice was her niece, and the 3 other children were Patrice's kids. I'm not quite sure how the authorities made a connection or anything, but Micheal Mclean was arrested in 2006, and 12 years later his trial finally started in 2018. During the 5-week trial, no clear motive was established, but Micheal did plead his innocence up until the very last day. Now, his version of events was quite confusing and a whole different story. It was different from the original story that he did tell investigators. Micheal said it was drug related, and this was his version. Micheal was having some issues down there, you know, his male parts. So his girlfriend Terrian and her niece Patrice decided to take him to a bush doctor / Obeahman in Rosemount, St. Mary. The vehicle that Micheal was driving had a whole lot of cocaine and a whole lot of US dollars. Terrian suggested that they stash it, they hide it, before heading back to St. Thomas. On February 25th, 2006, which is the next day, Micheal was taking Terrian home from work with Jihad, the 6-year-old, in the back seat. 2 vehicles drove in front of Michael's car, blocking off the road, and men with guns jumped out. Now, the men started interrogating Terrian about her cousin, who was her niece's husband, and asking about stolen guns and drugs. I don't know what Micheal was doing in all of this, but apparently he wasn't getting questioned. They then dragged Terrian out of the vehicle by her hair, threw her in one of the vehicles, and drove off. 3 men were left in the vehicle with Micheal and Jihad. These men told Micheal to drive 45 minutes down a narrow lane, and then he was forced to show them where they hid the drugs and the money the day prior. After he showed them where the cash and the drugs were hidden, they took the crying 6-year-old out of the car, and then they returned without the baby. They forced him to drive to a gas station where they then told him to leave. So I'm unsure if they told him to leave in his own car or they left him at the gas station. Like, his story is very confusing. So he said that was the last he saw of Terrian, his girlfriend, and that was the last he saw of the 6-year-old. During the trial, prosecutors cited that Micheal confided in a friend saying that he's completely dead down there now in regards to his male parts, and he blamed the bush doctor visit. This is a quote from the prosecutor. He clearly thought Teenie, which was Terrian, was responsible for it either by what she was giving him to eat or whether she did something to him when she took him to the Obia man. After all this was said and done, 50-year-old Micheal Mclean was sentenced to serve 6 life sentences and will be eligible for parole after 60 years. But based on time already served, because he was in prison for 12 years, he's eligible for parole after 48 years. So he won't be able to see a parole board until he is 98 if he makes it to that age. The judge also stated that he was sad that hanging wasn't an option because he would have no hesitation making that call. Micheal Mclean showed no remorse whatsoever. He said that his trial was unfair and he even called it kangaroo court. Now, he has also made some allegations outside of the murders. He claimed that he left prison 19 times during his lockup. And he even said that he had a relationship with 2 teachers and a secretary, and he was brought to multiple guest houses and he would be left there for 3 to 4 hours with these females. So investigations are underway. The last time I checked, there was no update as it regards to that. He was also ordered to do a psychiatric evaluation, which he was found to have no major mental illnesses, and he wasn't an immediate threat to himself or members of the public. Found that very strange because he did kill 6 people. I will be leaving the link to the psychiatric report so you guys can go and read that. It's really interesting the way that they described him. Some persons are split when it comes to this case. Some persons are saying that he didn't do it. Yes, he was set up. And some persons were saying that he definitely killed these 2 women and 4 children. One of which actually called him dad, because Terrian's son did refer to him as a father. Now, why I believe that he did do it is because his story makes no sense. Like, if it was a drug deal gone wrong, why did they choose to kill 4 kids, 2 females, and you made it out without a scratch? Even after he showed them the spot in St. Mary where he hid the drugs and the money, they took the child, but they didn't take you. And they allowed you to drive them to a gas station. Like, did none of these criminals know how to drive? Like, his story has so many holes in it, we can just call it a stray now. Micheal Mclean is still in prison to this day. I haven't found any updates on him. However, it's been 8 years, so he has served 20 out of the 60 and he has 40 more to go. That is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear opinions on this case. You can leave those in the comment section, and if you want to read up more for yourselves, I will be leaving links down below in my description box. If you like this video, remember to give me a big old thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and until next time, remember to be a beautiful soul, not just a gorgeous face. Bye, guys. So fucking gorgeous. Girl, you look gorgeous. You can do this.